My name's Katie English and I'm a musician and composer. After taking up flute when I was about 9 years old, I started using electronics while I was studying A-level music and continued that on into college and university. And since then, I've just sort of developed working with flute and electronics alongside gigging for about the past 15 years. Things that have led me to my practice, I think playing flute always made sense to me. I played recorder when I was in primary school, as I think just about everyone does, but it always made a lot more sense to me to sort of communicate through music than it did through speaking or anything else. Memorable responses that I've had to my work are usually not necessarily really positive ones, although thankfully I've had some of those over the years, but it's always nice when I produce something that people aren't expecting. So if someone says, oh, you know, I wasn't expecting that, but I really liked it, then that really means a lot to me. Today's Making It workshop is based on the Storytelling Bus, which I've recently completed the soundtrack for. We're going to be using some of the stories that we've collected over the past few weeks to create soundtracks using simple musical instruments, and some people might bring their own. So hopefully we'll get a sort of alternative view of what other people make of the stories and how they would soundtrack them. My dream project would be working with a choreographer. I've always liked ballet, and pieces such as The Rite of Spring and Still Life at Penguin Cafe are some of my favourite works. So to work with a choreographer on an original full-length piece would be quite amazing. My go-to person would be Kieran Phelan, who I'm in a band called Little Bow with. We're both flautists and both sort of learnt to the same sort of standard and before going off on our individual ways, really. He's much more on the jazz side. I obviously went on the more electronic side. And somehow, even though individually our styles are very different, when we come together, we kind of meet in the middle, and I make his rather nice pop stuff sound slightly darker. He makes my slightly darker, brooding stuff sound a bit more pop. Which always goes down well. The best piece of advice that I've been given, I think, is when playing, if something goes wrong, keep going. It usually results in, even if something goes a bit wrong, it can result in happy accidents. And even if people notice, I think if you keep going, then they won't mind as much. If you stop and go back to the beginning, then you're in trouble. I think artists should get involved in making it sessions because they offer something very different each time, and there's a different set of people, some regulars, other people come and go, and so you get to meet different people, exchange ideas and learn something different with each one. I'd just like to say thanks to I.O.U. for having me along tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing what soundtracks everyone comes up with to the stories. Because it's the light.